I'd like to invite our two keynote speakers to join us on stage. Thank you again, Julie, and frankly, Minister Rossell. Please, could you have on the stage joining us for the keynote speeches? We have Angelo Cerqueti and we have Amelia Storizmenova-Du. Please join us here. And Angelo, please, I think you want to start from the podium. Please let me introduce you. Angelo Cerqueti is Program Manager for Rural Areas and Networks. He's with the European Commission, DG AGRI, that's Agriculture and Rural Development. I've also asked Minister Lotto to stay with us for this session because following each keynote, we're going to have a further exchange with our speakers, going into some more detail about their messages. And Mr. Lotto, I will, of course, very much welcome your contributions to those discussions. So, Angelo, the floor is yours for your keynote on the EU long-term vision for Altai areas. Over to you.
Thank you. You hear me? Yes. I also have some slides. Perfect. Thank you for whoever is going to take care of that. Once again, thank you so much for the invitation to the USAC, to the Presidency of Bavaria for allowing us to be here. Aosta Valley for the invitation and humble advice. If you don't know Aosta Valley, please, is a hidden gem. Pay homage, pay a visit because it's very worth it. I'm not being paid. I think this is a personal plea. I'm here, as Alison kindly said and introduced me, working DG AGRI in the units, the one dealing with rural areas and networks. For networks, what I mean with networks, we manage and coordinate several EU-funded project initiatives. One of the most famous one is the CAP network that is under us. I personally am the program manager of another network called BCO, Broadband Competence Office Network. I will delve in later on. I'm here to represent my great colleagues, my team in our unit that deals with the LTVRA, the long-term vision for rural areas, which is indeed, next slide, this initiative, everything started with the communication had in June 2021, the communication from long-term vision for rural areas that brought together all the aspiration of us Europeans for a strong, connected, resilient and prosperous rural areas with the objective of 2040. As you see, I try to sum up the four main action areas of this communication. What we are gonna focus today, of course, is the connected part. One of the four action under this vision that covers both the digital and the physical connectivity part. We believe that digital connectivity is not only important per se, but is also, as also Regional Minister Lotto said, and my colleague in we still said from Regio, it's not just important per se, but I think it's an enabler for other areas of action. We really undermine and underestimate the importance that connectivity can have for e-governance, e-education, for stronger rural areas, enabling better management of natural resources. We'll be hearing the next keynote more about it, I'm sure. Stronger resilience to climate change, enabling competitiveness and economic development. So, with the long-term vision for rural areas, we launched two main initiatives, the Rural Action Plan and the Rural Pact. Similar names, different initiatives. The Rural Action Plan, it's a series of 30 actions to mainstream rural issues across all the EU policies. So it's a collaboration of 18 departments of the Commission, Regio, AGRI, Connect. In short, this is what Commission, as Commission, we are doing. Then we have the Rural Pact, okay, that it's a framework for cooperation between all different levels of governments and stakeholders, recognizing that us at the EU level, we can do much, we can do a lot, but many policies that impact the lives of the rural cities and the rural population are under national and regional competence. So with the Rural Pact, the message is clear. We all need to work together to achieve this shared goal of the rural vision. Of course, in this current MFF, we have, as you just heard, we have different European policies that include many relevant tools to support this vision, like CAP, the cohesion policy, many others. What we want to ensure now with the new MFF, and this is where the new vision for agriculture and food that was launched in 2025 is fundamental. We want to make sure that all these main lines of action that we launched with the long-term vision will be taken forward with this new vision for agriculture and food. In the next slide, we will see a view of the achievements, that under the EU Rural Action Plan we have done so far. I highlighted with you in the second column the more relevant one, the action on connectivity in rural areas. And as you can see, we supported jointly the improvement of digital infrastructure, developing technologies adapted to the needs of the potential of the rural areas. Most importantly, improving the digital skills, something that in the vision in agriculture and food, it's very clear. One thing is to make sure that there is the digital infrastructure, that there is connectivity in such area, but we have to make sure that once we provide the means, the infrastructure, we are also enabling the community to understand, first of all, the potential of such infrastructure, digital and tangible infrastructure, to understand the potential and to help them using it and implement. So we are working also, of course, on updating this Rural Action Plan. With continuity of action, digital continuity, it's crucial, as we just heard. Then Rural Pact in slide 4, a bit about the space where we can work together, what this framework for cooperation. So we as AGRI, we have had a number of digital focus activities under the Rural Pact, as well as activities related to mountains. We organize the Rural Pact Conference. We always have specific session on the topic. We share good practices. We organize webinars on digital skills, on the innovation of entrepreneurship. For mountains specifically, we do have a community group on mountain space for stakeholders and exchange. Something that also it's deeply highlighted in the vision for agriculture and food that was launched in February 2025. Why we are pushing for digital transition in rural areas, in mountainous region? Because with a digital transition, we have plenty of opportunities. As I said, e-governance, education opportunities, especially for in areas where the population density is very low. We cannot ostracize, we cannot impede a young generation in mountainous region not to have the same opportunities as the semi-peripheral urban areas. They have to have access to the same, if not even more, education opportunities. So e-learning can be a solution. A smart mobility option can be something that digital transition can bring to these places. As we saw as well, mountain rescue operation, why not? We are in the season. Unfortunately, there are more and more due to climate change of drastic and tragic condition, and digital transition can help this rescue operation. Smart management of natural resources, so monitoring the natural resources through the sensors, through the webcams. Water management to make sure that there is no waste. Fire prevention, fights against the forest fires. And also with the digital transition, we can reap the benefits of for economic development. So agriculture, and we strongly believe that smart apps can really, or e-fencing, smart irrigation, forest management, these are all key enablers for the future of this area. Once again, develop an ecosystem for the small businesses and the startup in the area, create an ecosystem for them where they can thrive with their activities. And as also Regional Minister Lotto said, attracting new residents thanks to the possibility of this remote working. The new generation, digital nomads, we know very well that their interest in this work-life balance is very clear. They would like maybe to work in a remote way, but they have to have the possibility to be connected at the same quality and possibility as people in the urban areas can. Last but not least, I try to provide you with an understanding of what could be the future. It's like fight with the future of the rural areas in the next EU budget, the budget that will start in 2028. As you know, nothing. There are negotiations still ongoing. Nothing is set in stone. So there are discussions going on. But the direction is clear. At least we have a shape of what it will look like. So as also my colleagues in Regio have mentioned, everything will be under the same shared management, a single fund, single national and regional partnership plan for each member state. This, we believe, will open to really new opportunities because, and for mountain areas in particular, because there will be a more integrated approach in supporting the specific needs of and challenges of rural areas. In November 2025, it was proposed to have a 10% rural target, to add a 10% rural target for each NRPP envelope, meaning that on top of the ring-fenced fund money that are destined to CAP and CFP support to farmers and fisheries, each member state can have the flexibility to combine measure, agriculture and non-agriculture, they can combine this measure, and so rather than being locked into this maybe rigid siloed CAP categories, they will have the possibility to come with a coherent rural strategy. So they will be able to, let's say, decide in a more flexible way where to, for which project invest in rural areas, where to put it, not by following very strict CAP regulations.
Angelo, can I interrupt very quickly if you would round up, because I would like to have some time for us to see.
That was my.
Thank you very much. Please, ladies and gentlemen, can you join us? Thank you. Please do join us here. Thank you, Angelo. We have just a few more minutes. There were quite a few areas that you picked up on that I think would be really interesting to go into more detail, but we're a little short of time now. So I'm going to ask a question, and I very much would encourage Minister Lotto and Amelia, please join in for this question. I want to go into the Rural Pact, because you talked about the Rural Pact has a digital and a mountains agenda very clearly. But my question is the EUSR integrated within this space? What value does or could this offer to the EUSR and to other stakeholders? Yes, please.
I totally agree with what has been said before. I totally believe in the power of networking, in the power of having this type of arena debates. USAL has been proven of a fundamental support for our policy discussion, and I really think that going forward, especially now that the new MFF is approaching, structures like this can help in shaping and help us in understanding the needs of these realities, in having a complete and tangible understanding of what are the issues. And once again, what we want is to have advice, a clear direction that we can forward. We have to try to match what are the, let's say, the the needs, let's say, as EU, the direction that we have to go, we have to try to combine and to merge them with the actual needs of communities, rural areas in this space.
Thank you very much. Minister Moto or Amelia, is there anything you'd like to add to that? Minister Moto's he's got a headset like he's got the fancy one.
I just said the expense, but it's not work.
Is it not working?
Do you hear me?
Yeah. Now?
Oh,
Yeah.
voila.
Now, first of all, Angelo, I don't know how you can manage your remote working, but if you want to work in a Alsta Valley, you're welcome. So please come. Second of all, I was very happy to see 23 billion on connections and infrastructure, because we still need that a lot. And of course, we are a market failure place. That's obvious, but we still need very much. The last thing is that I'm an innovation enthusiast, and I always want to invest more on innovation, and especially on agriculture and land management. And I think it's very effective, but still, sometimes we invest a lot, but then the current expenses, we cannot cover that. So how do you think we can manage that as regions?
Please.
As you rightly said, you rightly said you're a market failure areas. Why? Let's explain up, because there are not enough market failure areas in the market failure areas, because private investment there it's seen as not profitable. This is why the help of the commission level, where a new level is needed. I think that the next step, funds are there, the expertise is there, advising thanks to forum like this is there. What we have to make sure is that there is continuity, there is a follow-up, there is not just, okay, you do the money and good luck with it, see you in 6 months when you have to tell us how is it going, the direction that you're scoring. I think that there should be also, personally speaking, I'm not speaking the EU general, personally speaking, I think that there should be open dialogue with policy makers to try to make sure that when you have hurdles, you are not, you don't know where to go. This is why, once again, I repeat, networks like this are important, because you can have your voice being heard. Regional stakeholders can do much to then go up a national level and then reach the right people at the peak.